Oh my goodness. A man with a bin on his head. And it's not the Tory candidate. Looks like something out of Star Wars. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I better
to talk to him.
No, I'm going to hand you back to. Oh right. Okay.
You want to talk to me?
Yeah, go on then.
Go on then.
Right.
Back to the nation.
Who are you?
My name. What kind of journalist is this? You don't know? Have a look.
I've got my list here.
Burnham.
No, I realise that. Oh, you're Count Binface, yeah?
There you go. You did go to journalism school. Excellent. Yes,
A long time ago.
I beg your pardon?
I said a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, well, I wouldn't have known.
Why are you standing in this election? Just a stunt?
It's A, because it's happening. B, I was at a loose end. C, because I believe elected mayors should serve out their terms before they're eligible to stand for Parliament.
Oh, you've made a sensible serious political point there.
Well, no, you're supposed to be impartial, mate. So let me carry on. I'm going to rephrase the traffic lights on Liverpool Road. I'll price cap Wigan kebabs at £2. I'll make cyclists who disobey the highway code have to ride unicycles instead. And I will turn HS2 into FFS1 and reroute it.
Not going to swear, are you?
No, I'm perfect. Although we are past the watershed, but don't worry, I'm a...
Behind the parliamentary curtain, how Clacton and CPAC revealed Britain's modern political farce. Welcome to Britain Underneath, where we peel back the polished layers of Westminster to reveal the true mechanics of British power. Please pause for a brief moment to support our independent work. Do consider subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications right now, as it directly helps Britain Underneath continue delivering unfiltered analysis. Let us dive straight into the heart of the matter.
No, we don't want you swearing, please.
I promise I won't. I'm a good boy. And no, but I'm going to reroute it through rail executives' homes. I'm going to build at least one affordable house. I mean, I could go on. What's Andy said he's going to do?
Oh, he said lots he's going to do, and he changes his mind from time to time. But anyway, are you going to save your deposit? Probably not.
No, in a word. But if I could beat the Tories or the Lib Dems, that would be quite funny.
Yeah, I suppose they wouldn't find it very funny, though, would they? How many votes do you think you're going to get?
Well, I'd be happy with one.
Do you live in the constituency?
I do tonight.
Well, it sounds as though you don't.
What, do you?
No, of course not. I don't live here, no.
So why should I?
Well, a lot of candidates like to boast that they're local. You're obviously not too concerned about that.
Well, I'm looking at the putative Prime Minister, Nigel Farage. He spends more time in America than in Clacton. So why should...
You don't think Mr. Burnham's the putative Prime Minister, then?
Well, they both putatas, that they will be the next PM. But I think at least Andy feels like he's slightly local to the area. But that's something. If I was to win...
He used to be the MP for Lee, just not very far from here.
Exactly. If I win, I swear...
That's not going to happen.
Well, exactly. So I'm going to say, I swear I'll move to Makerfield if I win.
Okay, all right. I'm sure they'll all be delighted. Well, I'm sure there's other people who want to interview you. Yeah. Thank you for talking to Sky News.
It's my pleasure. Well interviewed. Well done. Hello. Oh, some Manchester Evening News. That's a proper journalist.
Well, Anna, I think I got the short straw there.
Got a crowd of people watching that. I mean, people were filming you interviewing Count Binface, and I'm afraid for me, you've lost your by-election king crown because you didn't know who he was, and everybody knows who Count Binface is. Let's be honest about it. But anyway, he's still there. He won't leave you now. Of course, I don't live in the area was the mantle. Go on, John.
Yeah.
What do you think about how
I was going to say I don't normally interview those sort of candidates, but I think you bullied me into doing that. Anyway, I'm going to hand back to you now, Anna. You can continue.
You had a crowd around you.
Your feisty twosome.
The serious stuff. Yeah, I know. Yes, we'll speak to you later. John Craig, thanks very much indeed. So the news from both the SNP and indeed...
Modern British politics has always possessed a flair for the dramatic, but recent events have pushed the boundaries of theatrical absurdity into uncharted territory. At the centre of this storm sits Nigel Farage, the leader of Reform UK, who recently found himself embroiled in severe parliamentary scrutiny over undisclosed financial gifts including a staggering £5 million contribution from an overseas cryptocurrency figure. Rather than quietly navigating the formal investigation, Farage chose to stage a dramatic exit, resigning his seat in the coastal constituency of Clacton to trigger a high-stakes by-election. Billed as a crusade of the people against the establishment, the move was designed to bypass parliamentary authorities and force a public verdict on his record.
Is Nigel Farage bonkers or brilliant? The Reform UK leader has quit over a donation scandal, forcing a by-election in Clacton. Now, look, I think it's a smart move. Quit, stare down the haters, attack the media and say, bring it on. It will certainly only galvanise his base. But will it work in his favour? Samara Gill is host of Triggered with Samara Gill on Talk TV.
Nigel Farage has just done something that, frankly, no one saw coming, and it may well be the biggest gamble of his political career yet, but not for the reasons that you might think. The man leading Britain's most popular political party in all the polls, the man who could genuinely become Britain's next Prime Minister, has voluntarily resigned from his own seat in Parliament.
Britain is broken and the public know it, and we need change. Why should I be judged, today or in history in the future, by Sky News and their ilk? The issue with my daughter was the final straw. Enough is enough. Why should they be the people that decide my fate when, as I repeat, I've done nothing wrong?
Now, here's the backstory. Farage is under investigation by our Parliamentary Standards Committee. Not the police, but it is over whether he declared millions of pounds worth of financial support before becoming a Member of Parliament. The big question centres around...
However, Westminster's major political institutions responded with an unprecedented tactic of collective restraint. Recognizing the contest as a carefully orchestrated platform, the mainstream parties made the calculated choice to withdraw entirely, refusing to lend formal opposition or institutional weight to the proceedings. This strategic vacuum transformed the electoral landscape in Clacton overnight, opening the field to an unprecedented collection of independent figures and unconventional contenders. Chief among these challengers is Cane Binface, the satirical persona crafted by writer John Harvey. Clad in his signature metallic headwear and claiming intergalactic origins, Binface has evolved into a fascinating fixture of British political satire.
A $10 million gift from billionaire Christopher Harborne, along with support from his longtime associate known as Posh George around the Westminster pubs. Farage says that they were personal gifts, properly handled, and he denies strongly any wrongdoing on this matter. Normally, you would wait for the investigation to finish, but Farage is jumping before he gets pushed.
I will resign as a Member of Parliament for Clacton-on-Sea, thereby forcing a by-election. This will be a people versus the establishment by-election.
He said, stuff it, I'm taking this to the people. He's resigned, forcing voters in Clacton back to the polls in order to now boost his popularity and vindicate him. It's something straight out of the Trumpian playbook. Paint yourself as the victim. Show that the establishment is against you, that it's a witch hunt, and in turn, win the support back from the people. But here's the bit that borders on absurd. For the next month, the leader of Britain's insurgent political movement, the man who spends every week attacking the Prime Minister over immigration, crime and economy, isn't actually going to be in Westminster. He's going to be wandering around Clacton's seafront, eating fish and chips, knocking on doors and debating this guy called Cane Binface.
Only one candidate will face Nigel Farage at that by-election. That will be Cane Binface.
Lola Cunningham, is this backfiring already?
Not at all. Listen,
how is it not if it's Cane Binface versus Nigel Farage?
You genuinely couldn't make Westminster up sometimes. Farage's supporters do think he's a genius. They say that it's a two-finger salute to the establishment. The people elected him, they argue, not an unelected parliamentary committee that is deciding his fate over these finances. But his critics say the exact opposite.
It's obvious why he's doing it. He is up to his neck in sleaze. Politics
should be about improving the lives of millions of people, not about personal gain, not about hiding dodgy donations. And I think the public will see this for exactly what it is.
Politically, this changes everything, because Farage has transformed what was a dry parliamentary standards investigation into a national referendum on himself. And if he wins comfortably, he'll walk back into Parliament claiming not just vindication, but a bigger democratic mandate than he had before. Whether you think it's political genius or complete madness, one thing is for certain. Nigel Farage has once again managed to make British politics revolve around Nigel Farage.
In this specific arena, however, he stands as something far more significant, a sharp, living parody of modern populist rhetoric. When questioned on his platform, Binface effortlessly highlights the absurdities of the moment, offering pledges to nationalize pop stars, adjust public infrastructure, and balance fiscal policy by simply promising to reduce tax for whoever is asking while raising it for everyone else. Beneath the deliberate comedy lies a profound critique of political posturing, leaving voters with a choice between an establishment populist seeking absolution and an openly absurd candidate pointing out the ridiculousness of the entire affair. If you are finding this deep dive valuable, take a quick breath, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community here at Britain Underneath to ensure you never miss our breakdown of British current affairs. While the drama in Clacton unfolded along the Essex coast, another attempt to reshape the Conservative landscape was taking place in London with the launch of CPAC Great Britain. Modelled after the high-energy political conventions popular across the Atlantic, the event aimed to introduce a similar brand of ideological rally to the British public. Promoted heavily by prominent figures like former Prime Minister Liz Truss, the gathering promised an energetic assembly of right-leaning voices and international commentators. Yet the actual execution of the conference painted a starkly different picture. Observers and journalists reported sparse crowds scattered across quiet hotel convention halls, creating an atmosphere that felt decidedly out of step with traditional British political gatherings. Rather than igniting a fresh political movement, the imported political style appeared visually misplaced, struggling to resonance with local audiences accustomed to a very different form of discourse. Commentators across the political spectrum quickly noted that simply copying foreign formats does not guarantee grassroots engagement, especially when the messaging feels disconnected from the immediate concerns of everyday citizens. Together, the events in Clacton and the quiet halls of CPAC Great Britain illustrate a fascinating shift in how power, performance, and public trust intersect across the United Kingdom. As public skepticism deepens, traditional political spectacles are increasingly met either with sharp satirical resistance or quiet indifference.